Right. Start over. Easy does it, big fella. Easy, easy. Slow down. Slow down. So what I'll do is I'll just wait right here, and each time I'll check him. This way, I'm still ahead of him all the time instead of him just outrunning me or trying to think he's running away from something. I don't ever want him to think he's running away from me. And that's the mistake. People in the round pen, when they work a horse like this, they literally chase them thinking, okay, I'm getting tired. Well, guess what? These kind of horses don't get tired. Plus, I grew up on race horses, which are just as hot as Arabs and maybe even tougher. I find Arabs easier to train than, say, a lot of thoroughbreds and quarter horses. They're easier to train. They're smart, and if you're smart, you can work with an Arab. But if you can be real smart and work with a quarter horse or a thoroughbred and have a war on your hands. If I was just to stand in the middle and just like hope that he'll quiet down, hope for it, right, and not really do anything about it, I would just start losing everything I'd accomplished with him. I would lose it all. That's like my little blackie over there. There's no way I'm going to put her in this round pen and round pen her and lose everything that we've accomplished on her, which is a lot. Trust me, she was no good for nothing. She would just practically, well, she would eat you alive. But this round penning can ruin a horse real easy, or you can do magic with a horse in here. Now, the horse is like wild, like Kassar was our Arabian stallion. He was wild when we picked him up. See what a little stop will do? So, it really plays off your energy, and when I start talking loud and getting a little animated, he feels that, he does too. But when I back off, like right now he's done showing off. Got to start like this, be a good horse. And if I feel that he's not walking out a real good walk, I'll start in with my legs just a little bit. Okay, he's real loose right now. It's really good. I'll go the other way. But then, now watch the way I use these reins when I turn him. You have to really understand what that term "follow the nose" means. Why are you turning? I'm not asking you for turning, but I'm listening. Yeah, I'm talking about it. So you don't want to bring your hand out like this because you're literally dragging on their face. You're dragging them around, okay? When you tip the nose, they don't necessarily have to follow it, but he's following it very nice. You notice how I just lifted it into the neck, right like that. Instead of going away from the neck, go into the neck. And that's awkward if you're not used to it. Okay, following its nose, pretty nice. See me shift that saddle, get all my weight down on the right side now, because if I don't keep it here, if I don't keep my weight right here and then right here, and I go like this a little bit, see what happens, throws him out of the circle, and it puts too much pressure on his hip. Same thing if I'm going the other way, okay? The worst thing you can do to this horse is go right circles to the left, period. I mean, the way we do it is very, very as close to perfection as you can get, I should say. So we're not going to hurt the horse. But if you're not perfect, you're going to hurt him. So when I'm going this way, guess what? There's absolutely no pressure on this right stirrup. If I push down all, it puts pressure right here on. See how he puts his ears back and slow down when I'm leaning on my right stirrup, and he's like, hey, this is not good. Now watch. Now I shift to the left. See how it helps you come in? Now he's got his ears forward, and he's like, hey, I'll just cut it and make it even easier because you're letting me. So that's how important the weight is when you're going in a circle, because you can cripple him right in a circle, or you can make him into the most incredible horse there is working in circles. But you've got to be riding like you're in a straight line. Like, just because I'm going in a circle, I'm riding like I'm in a straight line, except I'm not leaning on this foot. Okay? Now, he's really aware of my weight right now, so I'm going to do some turns just off the feet of my feet. Okay? So now I'm going to lean on the left stirrup and just hold back. Nice job. Now I'll finish it off with a little leg there. Now I'm going to step into this stirrup and it comes right to my foot. Oh, he's working better than my stud horse. He's really light, sensitive, smart, and he likes this stuff because it makes him feel smart, I think. So now I'm going to lean into my right stirrup and use a little bit of leg. Now all I'm using my hand for is to hold him back. I'm not using them to tell him what direction to go. I don't want him to think that if I pull his head this way, he has to go that way. Or I don't want him to think if I pull his head to the right, that he's got to go to the right. He may still have to go to the left. Like right now. Okay, so now he's doing what's more advanced. He's doing a counter bend, and he's doing it about as good as a horse can do it. Really nice. Okay? But you've got to really be loose with these reins, and really, when he has to cross over, you can't have a little pressure on one rein too much. Not good. You've got to be just, like, my reins are thrown away in my hands. I don't have a grip on them anywhere. And I didn't have to doing that, but I don't tell people what I'm doing. What I mean by that is, they're thrown away in my hands, but they can do anything they wanted. Okay? And when I feel like I'm really one with a horse, that's the way I ride it. Where I'm not really using the reins at all. And so he's in the muck. You can tell by his ears that he's listening to everything I do, because they're always kind of on me a little bit. Especially if I pick up on the reins. Okay, now we're going to slow down. See his ears come back to me. That's what you want. Pick the reins up so he can't go forward. Use my legs and lean forward. Now, what was I waiting for? Him to do it without my pull, or in other words, he had to completely do that on his own. I wasn't going to help him. I was only signaling to do it. There was no pulling. There was no increase in pulling when he didn't do it. I just waited for him to get in that mindset. So I'll do it again. It's real important in your weight now, especially for him. You sit back on him and pull it, you're going to hurt him. So you got to like rock forward into your crotch so that your weight goes through here. Pick up on the reins so he doesn't go forward, but don't ask him to back yet. Now, just use your legs a little bit to keep him from going forward. And then when he starts to go back, you loosen up. So when he goes back, I let go of the reins like that, right? I don't want him to panic when I put my leg on him. What a good boy. So he's doing that himself, and he's doing it in the proper frame. He's not just backing up because he has to. And if he only takes 1 or 2 steps, but he does it the right way, that's good enough. Because I believe it's really hard. Like his hips were so weak when we first started riding. They were really weak, and I was worried about it for a while. That's why I didn't want to get on him, because he'd be played out 15 minutes in here, completely exhausted. Now he's gotten a lot smarter. Now he's in here doing his high step. It's more of a show-off thing. And just, like I said, I just get out of his way, step to the side, wait till he winds down. And when he sees that you're not impressed or whatever, he just like, okay. Like when I started to ignore him and started talking to you guys, he just got dead quiet. So it was like, hey, I'm here. Yeah, I use my feet on him. It's just little ways to get him going and not kicking him. There's a difference between what I'm doing and kicking a horse. Most of the time, I'll just stay plugged in like this. So there's a slight amount of pressure on my feet right now. They're not pushing on the stirrups. They're on me right there. Now they're on me. Now, I'm holding my heel down away from his belly all the time. I'm pushing that heel down. And so all I feel when I put my leg on it is my ankle bone and my calf. Well, you do feel everything right here. The trouble with people when they ride, they don't do that. Here's what they do. Now watch my leg. Watch when I do this. So most people go like this. That opens your whole leg up off the horse. Now you're just digging your heel in. And if you got spurs on, that's punishment to a horse. All right. One more thing I'm going to do here. Before I put you on, I'm going to do a little bit of counter bending him with him a little bit, which is a little advanced like I did a minute ago. Now I'm going to pick up the outside. And I drop the inside rein, and it's loose. Like I'm not using it at all. Okay, so I'm just holding the rein there, and I'm only using the outside rein. Now, if he goes out too far, I pick up on this rein a little more and use the outside leg, but I don't pull on this inside rein. That ruins everything. You're being such a good... You got that rein in your mouth, I saw that. So, little counter bend going to the right. Really good for his hip. Really good for his hip if you don't do it too much. Okay? Now I'm going to do a counter bend to the left. Really neat. Supple. So I'm just working this rein a little. I got my left foot is away from him, forward. And my right foot is on him. Holding it on him, but not squeezing too much. Not using my inside rein at all. Only using the outside rein.